Unlocking your true potential is not really about you. No man, no human is an island unto themselves. When you practice gratitude, as I said in a previous video, you realize your place in the larger scheme of things, and you begin to realize, as that character says in Waking Life, the movie Waking Life, you realize you are a character in someone else's dream, and that is self-awareness. You don't just belong to you. If you're early in your life and you're feeling selfish, if you're a selfish person, self-absorbed, or like a teenager or something, this might at first appear to be bad news. What do you mean my life doesn't belong to me? No, actually it doesn't. You are a part of a larger context of consciousness. You aren't only that, but that's part of what you are. You're a character in this larger dream in consciousness. When you practice gratitude, you realize and you lock into place with exactly what that means and where that is. You realize what your role is. All the world's a stage. Imagine being on stage and trying to play a role and not knowing what role you're even playing. How confusing, how embarrassing. But it's only because you're not really self-aware, because you're focused on the lack of what you don't have and what you would like to be, instead of seeing what you are and what you have. And in order to get out of that trance, practicing gratitude, I have found, is the most effective way. Another quote from Nisargadatta: when you work with the energy of the universe, you have the energy, if you work for the good of all, you have the energy of the all to aid you. This allows you to do great things. If you're only focused on yourself and your own personal desires, it's like, it's like the difference between SpongeBob when he blows a bubble and Squidward, right? If you work with the energy of all that is, you're just like, you're blowing this huge, amazing bubble. If you try to just be just like Squidward is, just being really selfish, trying to blow a bubble, it's going to be like, maybe you'll get like a little tiny notch, a little baby, little, bubble that'll just kind of just fall to the ground. Because you're one little droplet in the ocean. This is not about pretending to be somebody that you're not. This is about tuning into who you actually are and realizing that you are a character in this drama, in this dream and consciousness, and it's actually a very exciting thing. And it feels very good to know what your place is, what your actual role is, to be in this co-creating this reality. In order to get there, you have to have gratitude. When you have gratitude, you realize it's like saying, I don't know what the analogy is, but if you start to become self-aware, grateful for what you've been given by the universe, then the universe shows you who you are. It's like you can't see who you are unless you're looking in the mirror. You can't be and actualize unless you have gratitude. Once you have gratitude, you realize your place, because you just get out of your ego, you get out of all the negativity. You can see clearly. This is where I sit in the larger context of consciousness. And then I begin to see that I am working for the larger consciousness, and I begin to acknowledge that and then use the energy of the all to serve everybody, not just myself. And this goes back to one of Maharaj's points, which is selfishness, pretty much in his book, is the root of all evil. In order to get into this larger scope of life, you have to realize that this life does not belong to you. It's part of a larger thing. And that you're sharing it with others, and that you're working with others. And the more that you accept what's been given to you, this is another Maharaj point, I accept and I am accepted. The more I accept, it's a give and take with you in reality. The more you accept what you are, where you are, who you are, and using gratitude to clarify that to yourself, the more the universe says, okay, here's your place. You're accepted. You have a role. This is where you are. This is what you're doing. This is all a dream. And being in a dream without realizing you're in a dream is really, really painful. But if you can realize it and realize your role in it, it's very exciting. Sometimes people get attached to an image of themselves and they get a little glimpse of what I'm talking about and they say, well, this is me. I have this role. I feel good about this. And then what happens is they get attached to that role, and then somebody tries to, and then something disrupts it. This is what narcissists do. Somebody disrupts it and says, well, actually, you're not really that. And they sort of are like doing everything they can to get back to it. Instead of doing that, what you should do instead is focus on the gratitude and let the universe give you your role or show you what your role is, instead of having an idea in your mind and trying to pursue it and hold on to it, because that's another form of clinging and attachment. We don't want to do that. Consider this, and consider that line from Waking Life too. Most of all, when you realize you are a character in another person's dream, that is self-awareness.